Hi everyone, Elizabeth from Elpis Astrology at elpisastrology.com. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm wishing everyone happy holidays, whatever you're doing. I hope you have an enjoyable, fun time, and that you are generous to everyone that you come in contact with. So when we look at the 18th of December, we have a lovely aspect of Mars sextiling Saturn. So Mars is in Scorpio, Saturn is in Capricorn. This gives us opportunities basically to build these structures that we've been taking down in our life, build them now on a solid platform and in a way that it actually suits us more. We're going to be very passionate about this with certainly Mars in Scorpio. There's a lot of passion involved. But because Scorpio also has to do with our psychological inner mind selves, it could also be a time where we actually restructure part of our psychological selves. And this lends itself to the idea of therapy, where either you do your own self-therapy or you can actually go to a therapist. This would be one of the most excellent transits to have to set up new structures in your psychological mind, should you feel that that's something that you want. Or that you're being given opportunities for that. But even on a physical level, this is giving energy to putting these new structures in our lives that we might not have had up till now, right? When we look at the new moon, which is an eclipse in Capricorn, that in the United States will be on the 25th of December 2019. At 9:13 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so East Coast time, it'll be the next day, the 26th. I think this is a really exciting eclipse. I think it's going to be the kickoff, actually, for the whole big change things that will become obvious to us starting in January 2020. I think this is going to be giving all of us an idea of what needs to be started off new, right? And remember, an eclipse can last certainly for up to 6 months. Now, we're obviously going to have other eclipses next year, and in particular we have one just before the conjunction of Pluto and Saturn and Mercury, all in Capricorn, and that'll be in Cancer, 20 degrees of Cancer. But this, I think, really is going to be, it's like I get the feeling that this is a new day with regards to our structures, our old outdated systems, our old outdated governments, and our old outdated just everything that from schools to our government to the church to all these structures that kind of historically and traditionally have been parts of many of our lives. This, I think, is going to be the new start where we're going to say, okay, well, I understand now why this has to be new. But we're going to be getting more opportunities, the real opportunities to set things in place next year. So pay attention to what happens around Christmas time. Certainly eclipses can also be beforehand. You can get some kind of indications a month or 2 months or 3 months prior, or even 6 months prior, not to confuse you. But I would certainly say that there's a lot of other things happening at this eclipse, what I'm going to discuss in a few minutes, that I think will emphasize the actual trigger will be around the 25th or 26th of December 2019. So when we look at Capricorn itself, which is where this new moon is, we do talk about our structures, our ancestors, the traditions that we have, and of course, you know, most people do celebrate some form of holiday around this time period of December, Christmas being one of them. So it's going to be a new start in all those areas. You know, Capricorn also casts a more serious and conservative type of tenor or feeling. And on the negative side, certainly Capricorn can be emotionally calculating. I think what stood out for me at this eclipse was the fact that we have, because it's a new moon, we have the moon and sun together, but that right next up to it at 5 degrees is Jupiter. So this is great. I mean, Jupiter will definitely expand all our emotions and feelings at this time, but it also adds an element of good luck. And I think that that's what this is going to do. I think there's going to be a lot of generosity around. This is what you should be doing, the generosity in dealing with the public and giving goodwill and good cheer. I know that goes with Christmas anyway, but I'm just talking about the fact that Jupiter is conjuncting this new moon and Sun in Capricorn too. So it's just going to add a lot more of that. Now the other thing that Jupiter does is it's within striking distance of conjuncting the south nodes. It is a few degrees apart, but it is by conjunction. So I'm going to go with that Jupiter is going to just really illuminate those remnants of what we need to let go of. It's going to make it very obvious and very clear. But it might also give us the impetus to get rid of these things in an easier way than we've been doing up to now. At the very least, the doors of fate are going to be slowly creeping and creaking outward, where we're going to get this view of what this whole year or more has been all about with regards to letting go of things, the structures in our life, the things that aren't nurturing us. We're going to get this view of what's to come. And I believe it's this Jupiter conjuncting the south nodes, and of course it'll be opposing the north nodes, but I think it's more to do with the conjunction of the south nodes, albeit a wide conjunction. There's going to be some lucky opportunities to once and for all get rid of some of the stuff that's old, that's outdated, that doesn't really serve us. And so stay open to that for opportunities coming in to help you. Jupiter's going to be activating this whole, actually I would say it's going to be activating the whole month of December in a very lucky and expansive way, with unusual things coming in for us that are lucky, gifts, perhaps money, just opportunities that up to now we've not had. Now we also have this moon and sun trining Uranus. It's within about 2 degrees. So this Uranus is going to be casting an unconventional type of energy around this new moon eclipse. It may give us ways to express ourselves in a different way. It'll bring us lots of excitement. Our desire for freedom is going to be strong, but because it's a trine, it'll be very gentle. But it may have you seeking your freedom and wanting to exit stage left fast, literally and emotionally. But the changes here are going to be easier to make. And as I mentioned earlier, there may be just some sudden good luck. So the sudden part of it is Uranus, and the luck part of it is Jupiter, which is hovering around all this new moon eclipse. We have Venus now in Aquarius, and it quincunxes the north nodes of the moon by 1 degree. And so this, I feel, will be potentially unconventional people, unconventional opportunities to come in, and it will to do with love and money. So listen to what your higher self is saying around this new moon eclipse. It can increase nervous energy, so this Aquarius influence, which is ruled by Uranus. But overall, this Venus in Aquarius certainly promotes human rights and humanitarian efforts at this time. We have Mars sextiling Pluto in a 2 degree orb. That's really close. So this is harnessing energy and power to successfully achieve a goal. It also talks about us being very physically active, so we may get out and do a lot of sports at this time. We end the year on the 31st of December with the Sun conjuncting the south nodes of the moon, and then of course, by extension, opposing the north nodes of the moon in Cancer. So we finish off the year with the Sun illuminating what you need to finally close the door on, and pointing to what path you need to get on. So that's what that says. Interestingly, Mercury will be conjuncting the south nodes of the moon on the 3rd of January, so that's a pretty quick follow-up. So there may be some kind of announcements with in the collective, for instance, regarding things that are being let go. It could be things like maybe our governments that, maybe some foreign governments that actually say, okay, there's a better way to do this. Let's not go with the traditions that we've held for all these hundreds of years just because they're a tradition. Let's do something new. And individually, we may be making announcements as well of what we finally said goodbye to and what we're looking forward to doing that is a more nurturing situation for us in every part of our lives. We're looking for what actually nurtures us, what feeds us, and what makes us feel good. You know, ask yourself with the situation that you're in, you know, is this nurturing me? Is this showing me that I'm a priority here? Or am I just something like an opportunity that can be taken up, like an option here and there? I think Maya Angelou made that statement that in relationships we want to be treated like you know, someone who is a priority, not someone who's just an option to pick up here and there. But apply that concept to all aspects of your life, not just to your romantic relationships. You should be applying that also to all the interactions that you have with friends, work, etc. All right, I wish you all the best for tying up the end of this year of 2019. And we've got a new decade in front of us of 2020. So I would say for January 2020, try not to book yourself or overbook yourself. Have your meditation practice at hand of whatever it is that you do. Try to get out into nature as much as you can. January is going to be a very emotional month, a very busy month, and it will show us the areas of transformation in a more clear and lucid manner than we've had up to now. A lot of what we had in 2019 really gave us pieces here and there, and maybe even some confusion and doubt. That's all going away. In January, we're going to start seeing some moving and shaking. So something to look forward to, and it's all going to be positive. This is all to get us on our path of where we're supposed to be on in this lifetime. And surely all of us want to be on a destiny path that means something to us, right? This is that big push again for meaning in our life, which is so, so important. Take care of yourself. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.